Welcome back as we continue our focus on some of the most challenging numbers and topics in day one of the Global Food Security Summit. This number continues to stand out for many of you experts as well as outsiders, and that's the 282 million people facing acute food insecurity across 59 countries, and that's only in 2023. That's quite a large number, hence the importance of layering and dissecting the topics of food security. In this next panel, the focus is going to be on the United Arab Emirates high impact projects. This is going into the resiliency of the food system. The United Arab Emirates has already placed a strategy, an ambitious vision, and leading the way when it comes to global food security through these high impact initiatives. Many of the panelists here have led some of these projects, and we're going to hear firsthand from them their impact, their challenges, and possibly the outlook for the future. Please welcome our moderator for this session, Seifallah Rabie, the managing partner at Logic UAE.
Hi everybody. So I will be introducing my fellow panelists. We have, obviously, we start ladies first. Fatima, the head of AGWA cluster from Abu Dhabi Investment. We have Mohamed Breiki from Masdar city. Suresh, Vaidyanathan, CEO of Abu Dhabi Special Projects, Abu Dhabi Food Hub. And Hassan, Elite Agro Projects. So, start off, it's a great pleasure having everybody and welcoming you all to this very interesting panel discussing the resiliency of the food systems in UAE. I think, again, we'll start with ladies first, as they say. Let us take a stab at answering what is our problem statement, what you think, Fatima, is our challenges with regards to food systems, especially when we're talking about resiliency. We're talking about not only current challenges, but also future challenges.
First of all, thank you, Seifallah. I'm very happy to be at this conference and happy to be part of the Global Food Security Summit. To start off, this challenge is a global issue. It goes beyond the UAE. So, in order to resolve this issue, we really need to collaborate in order to have long-term sustainability when it comes to the future of food and water. We need to come with innovative solutions. I think it actually gives us an opportunity to come up with new solutions, new ways in order to make sure that we have enough food for the future generations. At Abu Dhabi Investment Office, and through our AGWA cluster, which is the Agri-Food Growth and Water Abundance cluster, which we've launched this year, we are focusing on making sure to have Abu Dhabi as the hub when it comes to food and water security in order to tackle this global issue.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you. Suresh, it would be interesting to get also your perspective on that matter. So, how do you see not only the solutions, but also how Abu Dhabi Food Hub is reacting to the challenges that we're facing globally and also particularly in UAE?
I think, I think during the pandemic, I think there was this massive issue of supply chain disruptions across the world. And one of the biggest challenges that emerged was that countries were becoming more protective of their own resources when it comes to food. And that actually ended up in origins where production was prominent, so for them to have their inventory at a highly inflated levels just to save for any possible extension of the pandemic. The other thing that happened was, of course, the disruption of the supply chain itself, creating a fragmented world when it comes to the flow of food products from origin to destinations. But this disruption has actually, I think since the pandemic came to an end, for countries to have a review of where they stand when it comes to food security. And UAE, of course, is no exception. I think here, I think the food security strategy itself is very well defined and very well communicated with all the stakeholders within the industry. And the focus has been on establishing this value chain, which not only ensures a smooth flow of food products into the country, but also to leverage on UAE's prime position as a hub, reaching more than 2 billion people in the region. So the Abu Dhabi Food Hub is a key enabler in this value chain. So what we are trying to do here is to make sure that there is a gateway to the market, both the domestic market as well as the export markets, for all categories of food products. So within the hub, we're going to house everything right from the fruits and vegetables to meat, the poultry, dry food, spices, anything that comes under the definition of food. And what we are creating here is not real estate, but a whole ecosystem for food products. So the way we differentiate is, apart from typical lease of space, also for our clients to access a lot of value-added services, helping products from new origins to come into this market by helping them with certification, with food control, labeling, packaging, etc., and including 3PL services that includes last mile delivery, and also have a digital platform that's going to take the products to the buyers in region as well as within the country itself. So we're trying to play a key role here, which hopefully will also result in more investments coming into local production, as well as to optimize the supply chain when it comes to food.
Very interesting, very interesting. Mohamed, it's a pleasure obviously having you and having the perspective of Masdar city into perspective. So can you tell us more about how you perceive the food security challenge from a development standpoint and from a Masdar standpoint?
Absolutely, and pleasure is all mine. First of all, I'm truly honored to be here with you at this very important summit. Just for the benefit of everybody in the room and for those who are unfamiliar with Masdar City, I would like to start with a brief introduction as to who we are and what we do. So Masdar City is a sustainable urban community and a business-free zone designed to be a hub for business and innovation destination for clean tech companies. We have successfully attracted hundreds of knowledge-based enterprises to Abu Dhabi, including multinational companies, SMEs, and startups. So Masdar City today stands out as a testament to sustainability and innovation in the UAE. And we do offer a compelling value proposition to all investors, including but not limited to the world-class infrastructure, our R&D cluster, startups incubation program, free zone services, and so on and so forth. And I believe that these are the essential key ingredients for success. To address your question regarding the challenges, as far as the UAE is concerned, challenges today include our local climate and the high reliance on imported food, but also at a global scale, population growth and urbanizations are some of the greatest challenges we face today. Projections show that by 2050, more than 80% of our population will live in cities. So in order to be able to feed almost 10 billion people around the globe, we must establish a balance between sustainability, food security, and food safety in order to withstand and be ready for the future.
That's great. Hassan, it's a pleasure seeing you as always. And the question I would like to ask you is actually compounded, so it combines between both. So let us address the challenges, you perceive them. You have access to the full vertical of agriculture, and you have a different perspective other than we're not only talking here from supply chain perspective, we're also talking here from the agriculture perspective, from the building perspective, from the construction perspective.
Yep.
So can you give us what you think are the challenges and how is Elite Agro projects and your part addressing them?
Sure. As an overview for agriculture in this part of the world to be successful, we need to be at least 10 times more efficient than anyone else doing this job elsewhere, because of the peculiarity of the challenges that we have in the region in terms of the climate, the open market, the limited resources that are available for the industry to grow. We really need to be extremely efficient in how we utilize these resources. We need to be very extremely productive in the output so that we can make up for the additional costs that are required for us to produce locally. So to be able to produce here, to cope up with all the limitations of the weather, the limited resources, we have to go really state-of-the-art infrastructure. We need to invest into protective environment to grow. We need to invest into high efficiency irrigation system, precision irrigation, and all these come at a very high cost.
Yeah.
To produce products that are produced elsewhere in the world, and UAE being a free economy, open market economy, then we have to compete with products coming from abroad, and we cannot be charging our clients premium for producing locally. That's not economically feasible. So we have to be extremely competitive. We have to be extremely overproductive so that we can meet these challenges and compete in this open market. These are the main challenges. The way we look at it is we are being selective in the technologies that we adopt. We are adopting technology, but we're being selective in the technologies that we adopt to make sure that whatever we're adopting is locally suitable for our climatic conditions. They are fit for our purposes, what we're trying to achieve. We are developing some of the technologies locally because we understand what we're producing. We understand the temperature, the climate that we understand the markets that we're working in. So all these help us to become more competitive and eventually more resilient to have a local sustainable production in the UAE.
Perfect. Can you give us examples of these technologies and probably examples of some of those that are locally?
Yeah, I would break. That was when I say innovation and technology, there are different tiers for that. So technology, there's definitely the adoption of the big tech is very important. However, it's still slow. Adoption of technology in agriculture is still way behind than adoption of technology in the other aspects that touches our life. So in healthcare, the adoption of technology has been much faster.
Yeah.
Same for the banking in terms of fintech, same for even supply chain. In agriculture, there is a gradual increase, and we are getting there. One of the limitations that we have is that traditionally our area is not considered as an agricultural area. So we see that the development and the R&D that's being done by the big multinationals is not focused on our conditions, not focused on this area. But however, on the bright side, big techs are taking this UAE in particular as a hub for them. So we are working today with different technology providers so that we can acclimatize and get specific solutions related to our problems in the big tech and start deploying it with our projects. The other one, the innovation, is also looking into solutions that are catered for our environment. So for that purpose, we started looking, instead of looking at the global north as we usually do, we started looking in areas like Australia, like Mexico, what we can resemble our climatic condition, and seeing what they're doing and bringing these technologies here. And they don't need to be high-tech. They can be medium, low-tech. However, they are sustainable. They don't require the same amount of water. They don't require the same amount of electricity as the high-tech production requires. And it's proving to be more efficient for this area.
Perfect. Fatma, you tell us more about the power of partnerships. So we have here hubs. So I want to learn from you more, like what you think is the power of partnerships in working through the problems and issues and challenges of food security.
Sure, definitely. I think to start off, at Abu Dhabi Investment Office, we always say that we're a one-stop shop. So any company that wants to come and set up in Abu Dhabi, they would come to us. And through the AGWA cluster, we're really attracting the pioneers in innovative food technologies to come and set up their facilities in Abu Dhabi. In parallel, we're helping local companies to scale up here in Abu Dhabi. So we have the companies, and then we have the entities, whether they are the public entities or the private entities. So we're working hand in hand with the regulators, for instance, ADAFSA, ADQCC, to make sure that companies can easily come and set up their operations. They can expedite the process here. And then there is the infrastructure as well, where we have world-class infrastructure, such as KZ, Abu Dhabi Airport Free Zone, and definitely Masdar. We also connect them to the research and development. For instance, we have ATRC, who does a lot of research on innovative technologies, and universities such as Khalifa University. And that's not all. There are many other players, key players, that all work line in line together to achieve the same objective. And we truly have this unique ecosystem here in Abu Dhabi. We're all interconnected, and we're all working towards the same goal. And for us as ADIO, this really helps us achieve our mandate, where we really want to have a strong economic impact on Abu Dhabi's GDP. So our goal is to have a total incremental GDP by 2045 of 90 billion dirhams. We want to attract 128 billion dirhams of foreign direct investments, 50 billion of net exports. And as my colleagues mentioned, exports is something that is crucial, and everyone is looking into it, so that Abu Dhabi can become a net exporter. And we're going to create more than 60,000 new jobs. So by working together, we're going to achieve this and more, inshallah.
Very ambitious plans, definitely. Now, Mohamed, we learned a lot about some of the interesting projects that are happening, like vertical farming, like agriculture tech, AG tech, and so on. Can you tell us more about what Masdar is doing in that dimension?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, as we all know, transformation requires collaboration across various sectors. For the UAE to realize its ambition, the government and entrepreneurs need to collaborate together, and this is, in my mind, is quite essential. Now, some of the very recent business ventures in Masdar City include partnership with the like of Dana Investment and Aliska Technologies to advance food security and agri-tech in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. The collaboration have been designed to support innovative projects like smart vertical farming powered by artificial intelligence technologies to deliver the solutions of the future. These technologies require small size of land, and they use less amount of water. And above all, they are actually aimed to raise awareness and educate the community here on food security solutions. Now, as we all know, the UAE has recognized agri-tech as a key industry to advance food security. And to deliver on this mission, the UAE government has invested and is still investing quite heavily in universities, research centers, infrastructure, business-free zones like Masdar City, to be able to deliver the sustainability solutions of the future. We believe in partnership, and we strongly believe that partnership with industry leaders is essential. And the Masdar Free Zone in particular has been established with a view to actually encourage rapid economic development through increased investment, increased trade, job creation, like my colleague Fatima mentioned, and above all, industrial diversification.
That's very interesting. Hassan, a question to you actually, given that you talked about the level of development of the industry and so on, how are we dealing with the fact, like what was mentioned in the morning, that the sector is dominated to a very large extent by small farmers? They present the largest contribution to production. What do you think could be a good solution to that?
Well, definitely enabling these small farmers with practical tools is very important, and this also opens a different opportunity for large corporate farms to support this ecosystem. So the role that we see in the future for supporting these small stakeholder farmers is empowering them with proper research and development to come up with some better genetics that are targeting this particular region, that understand the climatic conditions, some drought-tolerant seeds, salt-tolerant seeds, that they're able to grow without having to invest heavily into the infrastructure. So this is an important area. Adoption of agri-tech into usable forms. So, you know, the farmers are not always the most complicated tech users. However, there are now, and we've seen lessons from India, from Nepal, to see that technology can be very easy to use. It's just about how to present it to them. A simple example is introducing to the tech platforms the voice recognition so that they can give the inputs. Partnership with telcos, so that this technologies become accessible to all the farmers without having to invest into sensors and technologies that are expensive to them. That's another area. And from the farmers, from the big corporate farms, I think our role will be more to enable the full ecosystem, providing proper seedlings for the farmers so they don't have to invest into the seeding capacity. We can provide them with good quality seeds that they can transplant into their farms. Giving access to fertilizers and equipment that we can buy at a much more competitive rates so they can benefit. So when we look at the ecosystem, imagine if we have one of our big farms in a certain area. So we would like to open up these farms for the ecosystem around it, for the farmers to start benefiting from, first of all, the technology and the skills of our team to make it available for them. Second, give them access at the same rates, if possible, sometime for the seeds, fertilizers, so they can benefit from them. So I see this as a way forward so that we can develop the industry as a whole.
Very interesting. Suresh, just a quick remarks from you, if possible, on the way Abu Dhabi Food Hub can play a role in infrastructural challenges related to logistics, like, for instance, the cold storage, the wastage that happens between food being transported from one place to another, having the adequate facility and so on. So is Abu Dhabi Food Hub getting involved in this kind, or solving this kind of issue?
I think being a greenfield project, I think we have the luxury of accessing the latest technology that's available to optimize the cold chain. And you know, now the entire way consumer consumes food products has changed. So that the tastes are rapidly changing, which means that the channels through which food reaches consumers need to also be very adaptive to these changes, and technology can enable that. The other thing is trying to establish an end-to-end visibility of produce from origin to where it needs to reach, right? So, which is an important information that people nowadays want to track. They want to know where the food comes from, and is it organic, or, you know, like there is more focus on ingredients, the quality of food on the table. So as a food hub, we're trying to avoid the pitfalls and the pain points that are there with the current ecosystem, the current infrastructure. And then so we've selected the technology that ensures that there is no lag when it comes to the cold chain, and also to minimize food loss and food wastage, which is a very large percentage worldwide nowadays. So we are deploying the best that is available in terms of technology and resources and expertise from the industries to ensure that all these boxes are ticked.
Perfect. So I think I'll leave the last like 8 minutes or so of this session for concluding remarks on the projects, partnerships, and what each and every organization is doing as high-impact projects to improve the resilience of the food system. So start with Fatima as usual. So
Thank you very
what's
much,
new?
Of course, I'd like to focus on technology. So we really want to attract pioneers when it comes to cutting-edge solutions for food sustainability. So we want to have companies that are in the alternative protein space, whether it's precision fermentation, cultivated plant-based, or any innovative food solution to come and set up their operations here in Abu Dhabi. So I'm very happy to be announcing today for the first time that we're going to have our flagship event, POLT, starting next year.
POLT?
POLT.
Port.
POLT, P-A-L-T.
POLT, okay.
And it stands for Protein Alternatives. So
Okay.
it's going to be a yearly event in which we will bring in the pioneers in this food alternative space, alternative protein space, to all meet up in this event. So you're going to have the international companies, the local companies, the regulators from all over, the infrastructure, the investors, and everyone in one event trying to connect with each other and to resolve this food security issue.
That's very interesting. And when is this event expected to be held?
Stay tuned. We'll let you know when it's going to happen.
Perfect,
Yes.
perfect. That's great. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Mohamed.
Yes, of course. First of all, amazing news and congratulations. And this actually supports what I'm about to say. There's definitely a growing recognition that achieving prosperity within our environmental limits requires fundamental changes in the core systems of production and consumption. Sustainability and food security, they're so interconnected. Without integrating sustainability as a dimension of food security, current policies may not reach their full potentials, and may also be unintentionally compromised. The one way for the UAE to enhance self-sufficiency is by encouraging technology, innovation, and technology-enabled production method underpinned by sustainability. And a platform like what my colleague Fatima just announced is going to be absolutely supportive. And another opportunity and a networking opportunity, just like the event we are at today, is a great opportunity for us to exchange ideas, form a new partnership, and collectively chart a course toward a more brighter and sustainable future for all.
That's great. That's great. Suresh, any final comments?
I think just on partnerships, so the Abu Dhabi Food Hub, I think, is a great example of public-private collaboration. So I'm from the Ghassan Aboud group, which is a multi-business conglomerate headquartered in UAE for the last 30 years. And one of our sectors is the food sector. So we are into distribution, retail. I'm sure you must have seen the grandiose chain of supermarkets across the country. So in this project, we are collaborating with Abu Dhabi Ports Group, and we are creating this food hub. So there is a combination of the expertise and industry domain knowledge from the private sector and the ability of the Ports Group on infrastructure and global connectivity. It's coming together. Plus, we are working with all the other government stakeholders to create a very seamless experience for all our clients who are, the industry players within the food industry. So, hopefully this project will fly and we can create more such concepts for the country.
That sounds great. So we have public-private partnerships, sustainable development, the event, obviously, protein alternatives. Any final comments?
Well, from our side, we're actively working on producing the first machine learning model for AI detection of pests that are localized for our ecosystem here.
Okay.
It's something that we're in a POC stage for. I think it'll be very exciting.
That's very interesting.
And from that model, we're going to start replicating to cover as much as possible from the products that we are locally producing. We started utilizing more into geospatial space for optimizing our irrigation and fertilizer requirements. So we've launched a platform that's free source, open for everyone who can log in and start utilizing it to optimize their irrigation requirements. And we're really excited that more adaptation of the technology. The UAE ecosystem is encouraging that. We have now close to us in next offices, next buildings, top-notch scientists and state-of-the-art facilities to enable us to do this, and we should take advantage of it.
That's a very interesting project as well. So you're sharing the APIs, or you're sharing the actual portal itself?
For the geospatial, it's an open source. You can use it. You can log in and check it for yourself.
That's
For the disease detection, we're running the POC right now. Once it's ready, I think we'll be more than happy to share with everyone. That's the new science. It's about sharing, about getting more data to make it more effective.
Yes, absolutely. I think we have just a couple of minutes if there are any questions from the floor for our panelists. Any questions, comments, suggestions? Sorry, I can't see from here.
Hello.
So if anybody can help.
السلام عليكم. نزار عبد المجيد من بلدية دبي. أنا بالنسبة لأبو ظبي hub, I need to ask about the tools related for this issue, for the platform collaboration, and also for the management system, management software research, and how to engage with issue related for the food identity technology, and also what they are doing related for the other Emirates to contribute for the issue for the food security in the UAE.
I think that question is to Suresh, right?
I think that's for Mr.
everyone,
Fatima.
I guess. Covers everybody.
Halawy also, can you, because as you are tell us about the tool of food software research now.
Okay, so the platform is published online. You can log into it and you can utilize it. It's a free platform, web application software, and you're more than welcome to utilize it. It's open for everyone. It's called agrocloud.app. For the AI model, it's still work in progress. Once it's ready, we'll probably launch it at a better stage. With regards to the collaboration between the other Emirates, I think that's something that MOCA would address better, but we've seen us as Elite Agro Projects, we are executing projects throughout all the Emirates. We've executed the wheat farm in Sharjah, which is operational and contributing to the food security of the UAE. We do have several projects running in the Emirates of Dubai as well. And they are flagship projects, which is the first coffee production in the I think when you exclude Yemen and Ghassan, it's the first coffee production in protected environment for Arabica coffee. We are now launching a new project for the production of tea. So these are some of the exciting projects that we're working on throughout the Emirates. Suresh?
Suresh, do you have any answer to that?
Yeah, so I think the question was about the technology, right? So what I was mentioning was that the Food Hub will have a digital platform that will seamlessly connect all the stakeholders within the food industry. So on one side, say the government services, access to all the government services. On the other side, with players outside of the hub, like it could be the B2B buyers, the Breiki retailers, the cross-border suppliers and cross-border buyers. So the clients of the hub can trade beyond the physical limitations of the market using the technology that we'll be deploying.
Okay, unfortunately, I think I cannot take any more questions because I'm afraid for my life. So I will leave it to that. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for the audience. Thanks for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Photo? Well, you scared everyone now. They think I'm scary. Please stay for your group photo for a few seconds. I'm not that scary, so listen, as they take their group photo, I have an announcement to make. If you're missing your car key, it's a very nice car, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I have your car key. So somebody basically dropped their car remote, and I have it with me. If you know someone who's looking for it, please let me know. I'm going to have to ask them some security questions before I hand it over. Otherwise, I'm going home with your car. I'll find it. Oh, trust me, I'll find it. Nothing escapes me.